is the most essential thing that you should know when you're starting out as a tutor. And now the most important part, how much did I actually earn? The grand total is exactly 1 year ago. I had my first trial lesson on PREPLY, and even though I thought that I was well prepared to become a teacher, I was far from it. In today's video, I'll be talking about my journey on PREPLY and what did I learn during my 1 year from teaching on PREPLY. Alright, so the first thing that I'm going to be talking about in today's video is how did I actually start on PREPLY, what made me apply for this job. It all started one day when I was actually watching a famous YouTuber here from my region, and she actually mentioned that she started teaching on this platform called PREPLY. It sounded intriguing to me, and I decided to search it up, and I quickly realized that it's about language learning primarily, but you can also teach other subjects such as math, biology, chemistry, biochemistry, acting, music, ASL, everything that you can think of. So I decided to actually apply for this platform primarily to teach my native language and use English as a side language, as a common language in which I'll be explaining the grammar points or the vocabulary. Well, rest assured, I didn't get any students whatsoever that wanted to teach my native language because it's a very rare language and not many students and people are interested in learning it. So that's why I decided to switch to English. So I applied for teaching on PREPLY. During the end of April, I got approved to teach my native language in the middle of April, and then near the end of April, I actually decided to change my subject to teaching English. And in the start of May, so 5th of May, 6th of May, I actually had my very first trial class. More about the journey that I had during the beginning of teaching on PREPLY, you can find here on this video that I made 1 year ago teaching on PREPLY for 10 days. Let's now talk about what I've learned during the past year. As I've previously mentioned, I actually didn't have any class materials or teaching materials or even resources whatsoever, and I didn't know any ESL websites that I can borrow materials from. I had little to no experience with people from different proficiency levels, so I didn't know what B1 learners actually look like and what do they need in order to improve their levels into a more advanced level. So this for me was quite difficult to determine at the start, to determine their learning needs basically. This is the most elementary thing that you need to know before starting out as a tutor. What is the best way to help your students, what kind of materials that you need to use, and what kind of materials really works for them, because not everyone would learn the best just from studying grammar. Every student requires different kind of exercises and different kind of way in order to learn. One thing that was inevitable was that I needed to actually learn how to properly tailor my lessons to meet each of the students' wants and needs. At the start, I started using some general books. For example, you can also search them on the web. You can try to write, for example, B1 English students book or something like this, and all kinds of various books will pop out, and I would use one of them, which was not the best way to actually teach students. Then after that, I tried to see really how other people are doing this and how other tutors are going about this, because as you know, PREPLY doesn't have any curriculum, so you basically are responsible for each of your classes and what will you cover during the classes. I joined certain Reddit groups about PREPLY and teaching on PREPLY. It was very interesting. I learned so much from those groups. One of the things that I also learned was that my price shouldn't be that low. So if you didn't know, I started with only $3, which led to my downfall and which led to my burnout, because I used to have 7-8 classes a day, and I would make as much as I do now in 1 week. My salary back then wouldn't even last me an entire week of groceries. I should also mention that I did this as a side hustle. It wasn't my primary job. I'm still a student, so this was a side hustle, and besides this I also have other streams of income. So Preply wasn't something that I was strictly relying on, but to have 8 classes a day, that's nearly approximately 7 hours a day, just to only earn some pocket money, is definitely quite miserable. That's why I decided to change my price. I learned this through the community, through Preply's community, and through the help of all of the other tutors, belonging in one of the largest groups with tutors from all over the world who are way more experienced than me and can actually share their experiences. They are willing to share their experiences. That was definitely one thing that helped me the most. All of the community and the sense of belonging in the community. Determining students' levels and also preparing materials for them really comes with the experience. During the first year, I thought that maybe I need to start with grammar, so the present simple, present continuous, and then I didn't know what topic shall we study about, and I used to have one presentation about present simple and present continuous, and I would use it with all of the other students, even though some of them were A2 level, some of them were C1 level. You can't compare students like that. That's one of the most important things, and I think that not having a curriculum at the start can be a big problem. What topics shall we talk about depending on the level? So for example, B2 would be more for professional settings, A2 more for daily conversations and daily activities, daily routines, learning all of the proficiency levels and what you need to talk about depending on the proficiency level. What topics do you cover based on what level, I think is the most essential thing that you should know when you're starting out as a tutor. And now I think that we're approaching the most interesting part for all of you out here. I know that everybody's been interested in this answer, and this is how much I earned from Preply and how many lessons have I taught during the past year and how many students have I got. Let's go to my desktop and I'll show you all of the stats. No gatekeeping here. Alright, welcome to my screen and welcome to my Preply homepage. As you can see, I still have one more class to finish for today, and I have a little bit more during the week. But let's first go to my lessons page and quickly show you my active students. So these are all of my active students currently, which are approximately 15 students. Those are all of my current students, and I have a lot of archived students, which I don't teach anymore for various reasons here. A bit more than over than 20, 40, 30 students, which came and went during the year, during my first year. But let's now go to my current calendar. As you can see, I had 2 classes the first 2 days of the week. Then I eventually got 5 classes during these 2 days, 6 classes. Friday was the most difficult day, and as you can see, I'm not available before this. So before this, I'm at school actually, and then after that, I'm still not available. So during this time frame, I'm available. They can schedule a class except Friday, because for the following day I don't have to wake up earlier. So I allow until 11 p.m. And as you can see, let me just delete this. As you can see, today I had 3 classes. One of them was trial. I have a ton of work on Saturday. As you can see, my previous week has been a bit busier with 4 classes on average daily, as you can see. And let's not waste any more time, but let's go to my insights. So my insights, I know that this is probably the thing that you were waiting for the most, but let's first go over the last 7 days. So during the last 7 days, I actually earned $116, which may not seem like a lot, but for me this is trust me, very good. For 28 lessons, I got $116. This is a very solid price for me. Active students, I had 11 active students and 0 new students, which is probably 100% down from before, because the previous week I had a bit more students. The past 7 days, I rescheduled 4% of the classes, and I don't think that this is too important for you or too interesting. Price, which is currently $8. During the last 7 days, I got 331 profile views, three trial lessons, 0 new subscriptions, which is basically 39%, 0 to 100% down, and 3 trial lessons, which is 39% less than the previous 7 days. And in the last 90 days, as you can see, 2,359 profile views. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to have a Super Tutor badge. And now the most important part that everybody has been waiting for. How much did I actually earn in my entire year teaching on PREPLY? The grand total is $1,623. I know that you might, for some, this might be a disappointment. For others, this may be a good thing. But let's go over all of the months, and I'll tell you everything about it. I'll show you how many classes on average I had during these months. So let's start first with May, because April I didn't have any students. May was only with $45, probably because this was the time that I was starting out, and second of all, my price used to be $3, as you know, so probably this didn't contribute to any earnings. The next month was a bit higher, $130. This was my first solid salary number, and this is my first online work, my first online job, and the first time that I actually earned online. So it was definitely pretty interesting for me that I can earn from the comfort of my own home, from the comfort of my own room. And the next month was a bit higher, July, of $141. Then in August, I had a 14-day holiday, so I didn't teach during this period of time. September was the highest in the entire year of 2024. October was a bit lower, and November I still had $150, which is definitely not bad. And now we're approaching winter. Winter depression, I think, hits me a bit difficult, a bit hard, probably because I had a lot of studying to do current at that moment, and I closed a large amount of my available slots. I closed my weekdays, and I was only available certain time during the weekdays and certain time during the weekends, just so I can focus on studying. And then after that, I decided to open up my availability slots. This also contributed to not getting trial students, because not a lot of students find the time that I have convenient for them. Not a lot of students are in the same time zone as me, so they didn't find this time convenient for them. Then I have April, which I made the most money in 2025 up to that point, and May, which is the current month, I so far made $290. At the moment when I'm filming this video, it's currently 24th of May, as you can see, and we still have 7 more days to go, so we still have an entire week. So I hope that I managed to earn a bit more than that. Today I hope that I was transparent with you. I tried to show you as many things as I think that are of your interest, whether you're starting out on PREPLY or you're already a teacher here. Certainly not for comparing, because I don't think that any tutor needs to compare, but just for motivation or anything really. Keep in mind that the months that I actually made less than $100, I didn't have a lot of lessons, so I had 20 lessons, probably 10 to 20 lessons for the entire month, and I still earned $100 or a bit less. That actually is quite a fair amount of money. Thank you so much for watching you all once again. I hope that this video was helpful for you for any purpose at all, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.